Hey everybody, and welcome to our latest BarkBox edition. The theme of this month's BarkBox is fall. And here we got Epic, as usual, super gung-ho to open his box. Get a look at our label and some of the fun toys inside. Very nice presentation. So, Epic, as usual, tons of energy, lots of curiosity. Actually found the easy way into the box for once, and maybe is going to lift everything out individual instead of dumping it, which is his usual go-to. Okay, just hit it, that's fine. So Epic, if this is your first time watching, is our younger Southern Ground Hornbill male. This is his dad, Weiner. The Weiner's going to check out the box too. Epic was born and raised here at Tracy Aviary. Weiner here, who just came running in, is his dad. Weiner is 37 years old this year, and Epic just turned 7 a couple months ago. So a solid age difference between the two of them. They also have very different strategies. Weiner is a little more forceful typically with his interactions with enrichment, whereas Epic usually tries to puzzle it out at least a little bit first. So, the first thing we got out of the box here is our Pups Treat pine cone, which is a sturdy looking rubber pine cone with holes in both ends to fill it with treats, and it has kind of a wacky bounce. That one will probably end up being one of Epic's favorites. He loves the wacky bounce, and he also, for whatever reason, really likes rubber bouncy toys that have holes through the middle of them, because he likes to try and stick his beak into the hole in the middle, even though his beak does not fit. Now, Southern Ground Hornbills can be found in family groups in the wild, and that's why we've got a little family group here at Tracy Aviary. So we got our older guy, Weiner, his son, Epic, and then we've got Elle, who is Epic's mate, currently not pictured. Looks like he's pulling out our maple leaf, our mighty maple leaf, which is a hard nylon toy that's good for rough chewing. So the hornbills might grab it with their beak and help keep their beaks in good shape, or they might carry it around, put it places, toss it around, make a game out of it. That one's also maple scented. The hornbills don't typically use too much smell to kind of find food or anything like that, but they can smell, so that can be pretty novel to them. Looks like he had a little bit of difficulty getting the other two items out of our bark box here because they're a little bit larger. We're just gonna, okay, close the box back up. The label was no good anyways. Get it out of there. Looks like he might be going for a box flip move here, so he doesn't have to pick up the items individually. Alright, it looks like he just got out Olga the Owl. That's that little red furry looking one. So this is one of the Super Chewer hardcores, where it's kind of a double layered toy where it's got a fuzzy exterior surrounding a more solid toy in the center. So if they manage to rip off the soft casing, they'll still have a fun toy that's designed to come apart and have kind of two different fun features about it. So that grab and shake move is classic hornbill. Walking away. Alright. We got Weiner coming back on over. Check out our last item, which I've pulled out of the box for him. It's our fall fetch stick. Oh, never mind. Alright, we got Epic. Up close and personal. Hey, handsome. Go check out your last item. Go check it out. Looks like we're finally gonna check out that fall fetch stick. Ooh. Or not. A little too distracted by camera time here. Alright, well, guess we will take our toys on over to our next exhibit, our Treasures of the Rainforest, and see how everybody over there likes them. So we're here now in our Treasures of the Rainforest building. It's one of our indoor walk-through aviaries at the Tracy Aviary, themed with mostly tropical birds, and right now we've got all of our Super Chewer items out on the floor here. The birds in here are a little bit smaller and can't necessarily get into a box on their own, so everything's out in the open. We've got that Olga the owl sitting on top of our Super Chewer box, our fall fetch stick, and our mighty maple leaf, and our Pup Street pine cone all around the edge of this small pond here. And then we've got some tasty treats scattered around, some small mealworms for our birds to come and enjoy while they investigate their new toys. Now, hopping in and out of frame, we can see our scarlet-faced Leocicolas. We have a small family of 3 here. They're really cool, inquisitive birds. We've got mom, dad, and their son. Their son was actually hatched here at Tracy Aviary, and they've been a really cool opportunity for us. They're very active and very vocal. Right now, if you can hear, they're making little chirping sounds as they cautiously explore. They're kind of indicating to each other that something new and kind of weird is around. And they're interested, but also a little bit nervous to approach. So they're kind of investigating from all angles and communicating with each other. And hopefully they'll go and check it out in just a second. So we're getting some close initial viewing here from one of our Leocicolas. Now, they're called scarlet-faced Leocicolas because of those bright scarlet cheeks. And they're an interesting species, but not a whole lot is known about them in the wild. So we're actually getting a really cool opportunity here to learn a little bit more about scarlet-faced Leocicolas as a species and how they breed. Our family group, mom, dad, and son, have been building nests together. So we're kind of finding out that they might be a cooperative breeding species. And cooperative breeding is where older offspring will stick around and they'll help the parents raise the next set of offspring. So they will bring food or nesting material to the parents or to chicks as they hatch. And that's a really, really cool thing that a lot of passerine species will do. So it's neat for us to be able to watch that happen and to learn that that's something that they might do in the wild as well. Alright, so we took away the box to make it maybe a little bit less intimidating for our birds. Now one of our Edwards pheasants is checking it out. So this guy off to the right hand side is a male Edwards' pheasant. They're really cool. The males and females are what we call sexually dimorphic, so the male has this bright red mask on his face and really pretty royal blue plumage with the white crest. And the females are a little more drab, so they're kind of a darker brown with some olive green if you catch them in the right light, and then a very small red mask, so you can see her coming in as well. Now they're kind of just checking this out from a distance. A little hesitant to creep up and actually interact with the items. But even just viewing the items from a distance is what we consider enrichment, so it still benefits the birds even if they don't play with it the same way our dogs or cats would play with them. Even just the stimulation from being able to make a choice about whether or not to approach something new is encouraging natural behaviors for them, and that is what we consider to be enriching to their lives. So they get to make choices and they get to practice different natural behaviors, including problem solving, weighing risks, pros and cons, and just seeing new novel things. So we got our Edwards pheasants back over here checking out our BarkBox toys, and we also have one of our hooded pittas. So Hooded pitta is this smaller, sort of dark green one with a black head and blue wing highlights. Right now she is molting, which is when birds will push out old feathers and replace them with new feathers. So you can see some tiny white little speckles on the back of her head and mixed in with the black there. That is actually new feather growth coming in. Feathers will come in with what we call feather sheaths around them, which is basically a light wrapping of keratin that protects the feather, the soft portion of the feather as it comes out through the skin, and then that will be flaked away as the birds preen through their feathers, and that'll open up into a normal looking feather. Our Edwards pheasants are still really curious but a little bit hesitant to approach the toys. They're very interested in the bugs that are near the toys, and also interested in seeing what the toys are. The male, I don't know if you guys can hear, but he's making a high-pitched sort of chirping sound, and that's kind of a nervous sound that they'll make. So he's getting really close and a little bit nervous, like what all these new things are. So he's chirping to indicate that he's a little bit nervous about it and decided to head out. We have created a little bit of a stir in the exhibit here with all these new toys. So we've got a Rajiana bird of paradise vocalizing. Everyone's flying around and checking out from a distance, like one of our Bali Minas there has been flying by for a while now to check it out from a safe distance. Above us we've got our green wood hoopoe, who has also been checking it out. It's just a very busy morning here in our Treasures of the Rainforest building.